after the death of his father Hamilcar in 228 BCE and his brother-in-law Hasdrubal in 221 BCE, a 25-year-old Hannibal was unanimously chosen to lead all the Carthaginian forces on the Iberian peninsula. In the year that followed, Hannibal wasted no time in expanding Carthaginian influence in the area. In 220 BCE, Hannibal was on campaign in the northwest corner of Hispania, sacking the capitals of numerous tribes in the region. Heavily burdened by his spoils, Hannibal aimed his army southeast towards his capital at New Carthage. As he crossed the Tagus River near modern-day Toledo, his scouts informed him of a large army blocking his path home. The army was a confederation of separate tribes whose leaders knew that Hannibal would continue to pick them off one by one unless they united en masse to face him one last time. The size of the force sent to meet Hannibal was 100,000 warriors, if you believe contemporary historians such as Polybius, a known embellisher. However, modern historians place the number of warriors somewhere between 40 and 50,000. Whoever you believe, Hannibal was at a huge disadvantage. His army consisted of 20,000 infantry, both heavy and light, 6,000 cavalry, and around 40 war elephants. Hannibal had just finished crossing the river when the enemy came into view. As the barbarians approached, he had only a few options: stay and fight and risk being outflanked by the much larger army, or abandon his hard-fought loot and outrun them with his smaller, more mobile force. But Hannibal, showing flashes of the incredible general that he would one day become, decided on a third option. He would fight, but at a time and ground of his choosing. He ordered his army back to the riverbank and had them build a fortified camp for the night, telling his men to keep the campfires burning throughout the night. The barbarians, thinking him well caught, also settled in for the night. As the sun rose the next morning, they were shocked to find that, leaving only a token force to tend the fires all night, Hannibal had chanced a dangerous night crossing of the river and was arrayed for battle on the far side. Enraged and thinking that this was a last-ditch effort by a desperate army, the warriors marched forward towards the river crossing. However, the abandoned fortification created a log jam near the riverbank, slowing the advance. That, coupled with the ford only being wide enough for a few hundred men to cross at a time, created the exact situation that Hannibal wanted. Forcing the larger army through a narrow corridor negated their advantage of a larger numbers. Hannibal had recreated the Battle of Thermopylae. As the first few infantry entered the chest-deep water, Hannibal sent his cavalry in to meet them. The sure-footed horses acted as elevated platforms, allowing the soldiers to attack at will the encumbered barbarians. Slaughter ensued. Any infantry able to make the crossing successfully was quickly dispatched by Hannibal's skirmishers, or they were brutally trampled underfoot by the war elephants. Needless to say, the remaining troops on the far bank were reluctant to chance the crossing. However, without any sort of unified command, and with more reinforcements pushing forward into the crush, confusion and panic quickly set in. Hannibal saw this and pulled his cavalry back, and at once sent his heavy infantry to cross the river and smack directly into the discombobulated horde. The battle quickly turned to rout, with any man that did not flee being cut to pieces. There isn't any accurate source for casualties, However, it was a decisive victory for Hannibal. It also was the last record of any major resistance towards Carthaginian hegemony in the region. Hannibal continued his march towards his capital. Once there, was able to take stock of his situation. He now had numerous pacified tribes in which to levy new troops, a full war chest to pay said troops, and the knowledge that the peninsula would remain a stable source of supplies as he marched north to siege Saguntum, a Roman protectorate, thereby creating the spark that would turn into the Second Punic War, a war that would showcase his brilliance as a battlefield tactician as he strung together victory after victory against his blood-sworn enemy, the Republic of Rome. Hey guys, this is my first ever YouTube video, so if you learned something and would like to see more, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.